And welcome to News Across Nigeria. I am Anne Nwawadu. Coming up on the program today, Anambra State is making the biggest headlines in southeast Nigeria this weekend, with the governorship elections holding tomorrow. Enugu State government takes its urban renewal project to the next level. And Edo State government moves to reposition the State Police Command for effective service delivery. Welcome once again. All is now set for the governorship elections in Anambra State, southeast Nigeria. Let's see what the mood is like in the state capital and elsewhere as the people prepare to vote. Our political correspondent, Seun Okibaloye, is in Awka, the Anambra State capital, and he joins us now live on News Across Nigeria. All right, so the Anambra State governorship election will be holding tomorrow, as I said earlier, and those are some pictures from Anambra State coming to us live. Political correspondent will be talking to us later on the mood and what the people are feeling at the moment, INEC's preparation at the moment, and what the security situation will actually be at the moment. Are people ready to come tomorrow to vote? We will hear all that when Seun Okibaloye joins us live on News Across Nigeria. And to our next story, announced in Kogi State, the police in Ebonyi State, the police in Ebonyi State have confirmed that the kidnap of the chief medical director of the Federal Teaching Hospital in Abakaliki, Dr. Emeka Oga, and one of his administrative officers. Well, according to the commissioner, Ebonyi State Police Command, Mr. Titus Lamode, the incident occurred yesterday around Ajaokuta in Kogi State. Mr. Lamode told Channels Television that Dr. Oga and his colleague were coming from Abuja when they had gone for a meeting when the driver of their vehicle was shot while the CMD and his colleague were abducted. He said security operatives in both states have since swung into action and they are on to rescue the victims alive and also to arrest the culprits as soon as possible. He's also appealing to the public to provide useful information to security operatives, and this will lead to the abduction, lead them to the abductors and their victims. Now, the federal government is wading into calm frayed nerves within the Benue Valley following tensions raised from the ban on open grazing. This is also to encourage state governments to positively engage youths in the peace-building process. The National Orientation Agency is spearheading this campaign to pave way for integration and development. Governor Samuel Ortom, who was part of the FG's meeting with the youths, explained that the push for cattle herders to ranch their animals is to give farmers an opportunity to restore their once cordial relationship.
Violent clashes in Benue State between herdsmen and farmers have for the past 6 years exposed residents to mutual suspicion and intolerance. This one-day peace campaign by the federal government, tagged Building a People of Peace, is aimed at restoring the once peaceful relations between the two groups.
When animal keepers and farmers had existed for this very long number of years, and peacefully, and had developed their own mechanism of settling their own dispute over these years, what is it that has come over in the last few years that has now destroyed all those long history of peaceful coexistence?
Participants drawn from the security agencies, traditional and religious leaders, women and youths, commend the Benue Open Grazing Prohibition Law and advise parents to engage youths positively.
Benue State has been a peaceful state, a loving state. We've been living with each other for ages. The anti-grazing law is a law that all of us support. Why? Because is a law that is going to give unity and peace to the state. Parents have the duty, religious bodies equally have the duties to make sure that anywhere they are gathered, they should make sure they talk to the youth.
Declaring the peace-building meeting open, the Benue State Governor's representative, who is the Commissioner for Information, believes the ban on open grazing is a panacea for peace.
For us in Benue, agriculture is our honeypot. We should not and cannot afford to toy with our surest source of feeding our people, building our economy, and building the base of our industrialization. Consequently, like all civilized nations in the world, the establishment of ranches is the only way out, and this is what Benue wants, and it is what this law aims to achieve.
The Benue State anti-grazing law has sparked a mass exodus of cattle herders who have left in their wake isolated murderous attacks on farming communities. They, however, remain a menace to farmers in neighboring states unless the federal government puts in place a sustainable internal security solution.
Nigeria's underdevelopment and agitations for equality can be blamed on poor leadership representations, particularly local government administration. The national president of Norge, Mr. Ibrahim Kali, has once again appealed to the state and federal government to support the call for administrative and financial independence of the local government. He made the call in Makurdi, the Benue state capital.
Nigeria is not moving forward because of the gap created between other level of governance or government and the people at our clans, community, and rural areas. These poor people, Your Excellency, are completely disconnected. That is the truth of the matter. They are disconnected. They cannot elect their representative as and when due. They cannot access the platform deliberately created to bridge gap in governance and democracy. The essence of local government, Your Excellency, as you all know, is to have an inclusive platform of governance and democracy.
Students of the Rufus Giwa Polytechnic Owo in Ondo State are protesting against the decision of their lecturers to join the nationwide strike by the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics. While the students converged on the main gate of the Polytechnic in their hundreds, armed with placards to help express their displeasure. They say there is no justification for them to join the ASAP action as they just resumed from a strike action.
It's less than a week since the Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics embarked on a nationwide indefinite strike following the federal government's failure to fulfill the outstanding agreement made with the union. While some polytechnics have joined the action, others have refused to be part of it. At Rufus Giwa Polytechnic in Owo, Ondo State, the students are against the order since the institution just resumed from an internal industrial action.
We are just begging them now to please help us so that we can just start our exam based on what they have already told us that the exam will start on the 4th. So we want the exam to start on the 4th of December so we can just run out of this session that we know that from next year we count another calendar.
We are being in school. The program is supposed to end for 2 years. It's now going to last for 3 years now. It's very bad. We're supposed to go to service this year and we are waiting in school for nothing. We have nothing to do.
We want the federal government to answer them in time so that they can restore back all our academic that have already lost. It's all this why.
But the chairman of the Polytechnics chapter of ASUP says they have no choice but to comply with the directive from the national body.
The local chapters of ASUP draw their strength from the national. Whatever the directive of the national, which is given since last week Monday or this week Monday, must be followed 100%. However, if the students are now agitating or perhaps protesting, I began to wonder that even the reasons why the national body of ASUP are on strike is also affect them. on that note, I'm expecting that the students will be able to understand that we are also fighting for their cause, because it's obvious that protecting education is given a kind of relegation.
2 years, 1 section. We are tired.
Students are usually on the receiving end of industrial actions such as this. A timely and lasting solution to this crisis is what everyone desires at this time.
Our political correspondent Shimon Kibalo is standing by in Anambra to give us more, but that's in just a moment when News Across Nigeria returns. Stay with us.